feels good to see some people. Like the last 2 years, it hasn't really been a whole lot of people in the room.
Go ahead, Dalton, what went into your decision to come here and come down from Dallas and go to Texas?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, like I'm just grateful to have an opportunity to play. Going into year 6, obviously, DeMeco coming in, he's been the D coordinator that's, kicked us out of the playoffs kicked me out of the playoffs the last couple of years, and so it's like, having a defensive minded head coach with a scheme that I truly have respect for and believe in, and then, also just the scheme coming over from SF, like, an offense that I've got some familiarity with in my past, and obviously everybody's kind of seen what they've been able to do in San Francisco, and so having opportunities like to do the same thing here has been very intriguing for me at the tight end position especially. CJ's he's bright, man. He's kind of his attitude and demeanor kind of almost understated sometimes. He walks through pretty humble, like head down, soft voice. But I mean, you can just you start to interact with him. I mean, the kid just oozes confidence, man. Like, obviously everybody's familiar with what he did at Ohio State. I mean, the kid's a baller. Throws a nice ball. And I mean, so far as he's been soaking up everything he can from all the offensive coaches in the room. So I think the kid's got a bright future ahead of him.
Last year, Texans almost beat you guys.
Almost.
Look back at what you saw from them in that game, and what you see now. Talk about what happened then and what do you see in the transition under the new staff and the team you saw right now.
Absolutely. I mean, going into that, like I think. It's easy in the league to kind of underestimate guys and underestimate teams, especially you look at records. But, every record in the league, like any team can beat any team on any given Sunday. I know it's cliche, but like the margins of winning and losing in this league are so slim. And I think even looking back last year, especially like leaving that game, I just remember thinking like, damn, they got a really good young core. Especially I think the back end of the secondary like kind of impressed me playing against them, all the time. And so, just knowing that you're coming into a young team who's hungry, who's got a lot of, young guys on rookie deals, hungry to prove themselves, I think is very, attractive in picking like where you want to play. And obviously, actually getting in the building, you start to see that there's actually a strong, like, veteran presence here as well. There's a lot of good leaders, especially on that defense. And I think, hearing some of those voices in these first couple months has been great. And honestly, it feels good to be in a place that, like, I feel like very hungry coming to work, being around guys, that are that motivated to get better on a day-by-day basis. Say it again. Man, dude, that kid can run hard. Like, I remember coming out of the game last year, I'm like, damn, who the hell is this 31 kid? He's just gashing us. Dude, he's a great player. He's, full energy, ball energy. He's one of the, I mean, I had to ask him, I'm like, what year is this for you? Because, like, he carries himself like a vet, you know what I mean? And so, it's just listening to a kid that's been here, he's a second-year league guy. Kind of surprised me a bit because he definitely gives off that kind of veteran, established leadership style. And so, having him kind of, be at the head of the running back room, I think is big time going forward.
Just a couple more. Sorry, Cole.
The last 2 seasons with the Cowboys, you were very productive, but you only signed here for a short term. What would it take for this team to be able to sign you long term?
I mean, to be honest, like, I don't really care about that stuff right now. Just putting it first and foremost, like I said, coming into this, like, I'm just happy that I can play for another year. Whether that's on a 1 year, a 4 year, a 10 year, whatever it is, like, I'm excited that I got an opportunity to take another shot at, making a deep playoff run and ultimately winning a Super Bowl. And I think that's kind of what I'm most focused on. All that other stuff, like, I handle that, I leave that to my agent. I just let him kind of dictate, whatever he says, I kind of go with. So.
Last one for Dalton. You were able last year to see what this Texans team was. And it's easy to go ahead and see in an offseason when teams like it moves where the direction is. But what were some things that you liked about this team last year that were already implemented on the field before you signed?
I mean, first and foremost, like, just the coaching staff. Like, you get guys like DeMeco and bringing in a scheme from, like I said, SF, like proven scheme. All those guys from the Shanahan tree are just, offensively in my eyes are really, really good football like scheme designers. So I mean, the coaching staff's a big thing, and then taking a visit, doing the physical part here, having a chance to meet the strength staff, having a chance to meet the nutrition staff, like everybody in the PT room, the return to play guys, like top to bottom, like they've assembled a staff that is top notch. So I think that felt very comfortable, especially when I first came here, of feeling that okay, this is a place that's been set up with people around that are fully committed to helping their players. From anything from recovery, nutrition to strength training. So I think once I found that they had everybody in place to kind of handle all the non-football on the field stuff, that just made the decision easy for me.
I know you only had the 1 year crossover with Davis at Stanford, and he redshirted that year. What do you see from him in terms of his growth? And you guys, game action was then.
Dude, it's tough because I didn't have. I before here, I don't think I had a pass from him ever, because as soon as he came in, he tore his ACL, like he was basically redshirting, medical redshirt, so they had him on the side. I don't even think going through in the training room he threw me a ball, and so I think it's hard to say just how much he's grown, but obviously you have to grow a whole lot coming in from your freshman year at a place like Stanford to the league. So. I'm excited for him. It's great to have another Stanford boy in here, him and Book both. But yeah, I think it's one of those things where you can kind of reminisce a little bit about the good old days. But it's nice having another guy like him here.
He clearly doesn't want to give up his spot without a fight, so you get a sense that he can still play in this league. It just belongs here.
Dude, everybody on this team can play in the league, point blank, period. Thanks.